This is my new favorite segment. This is when we pick our football guy of the week. Chad, Chris, and myself will give Coach Belichick either a current player or assistant coach that we feel needs to be highlighted more. And when I win, because Coach will pick me, because I'm the host, Coach, and for you to talk, I have to bring it to you. I will walk over to the wall, and he will be our football guy of the week. So we're going to go to Coach. And, Coach, I want you to give me a guy who defines what a football guy is to you.
When I think of my football guy, Rodney Harrison. Rodney Harrison was the second best defensive player I coached. He sacrificed everything for the team. It was always about the team. Whatever you asked Rodney to do, he would do it for the team. He was great against the run. He could defeat blockers. He was an excellent tackler. He was very good in man-to-man pass coverage, matchup against receivers or against tight ends. He was very good in zone coverage at reading the quarterback, and he was a great, great blitzer. He could blitz, he could run over backs and even sometimes linemen. He had a great spin move, not only make the sack, but also strip. He does everything that I would want a football player to do on and off the field, practice, and in games. He's my football guy.
Rodney Harrison took over for Lawyer Malloy, who was a great player in himself and a big part of the success of the New England Patriots. But you always seem to love Rodney. What was it about him that allowed you guys to have such an amazing relationship?
I think we both love football.
Yeah.
Rodney he loved football. When he walked out on the field, he was all business, all football, even doing things like, challenging other players, his teammates on making sure you're hydrated, drinking more water, studying more film, just doing extra things. Rodney loved the game of football, and he played it with great, great passion.
Does he deserve to be in the Hall of Fame?
Oh, my God, absolutely.
Chad?
Yes, sir.
Rodney Harrison is in another Hall of Fame. This Hall of Fame looked like the Hall of Fame of scaring you. Let's take a look at a coin toss.
Get out the way, man. Blaze. Out the way. What's up, bud? All right, don't start. Yeah, don't start.
Listen, that what you just saw? Now, don't be fooled. Rodney Harris was deemed as one of the most aggressive, scariest players in the secondary that I've ever faced. But what you saw in that clip was me establishing dominance and playing mental gymnastics to let him know it was going to be a long day for him.
That's real alpha stuff.
You feel me? I was the alpha that day.
Yeah, that's real alpha stuff.
So after all 183.7 pounds of you bumped into Rodney Harrison.
At that time, I was 205.
220.
Okay, after you bumped into him, did you kind of feel or see the fear within him?
I saw it in his eyes because if you look at the clip again, I established contact. The person that hits first always establishes dominance. That's how I knew it was going to be a long day for him and the Patriots.
Chad, who's your football guy of the week?
Listen, my football guy of the week is somebody that doesn't get the credit. He doesn't get the commercials. He doesn't get the notoriety. He doesn't get the cheerleaders. Matter of fact, he doesn't even have a girlfriend. It's Jawan Jennings.
Never had a girlfriend.
Listen, Jawan Jennings is the one. He's the reason for Christian McCaffrey's success. He's the reason Debo and Brandon Ayuk were able to get open on the field. Why? Because he does the dirty work, the work that they don't want to do. He puts on the construction hat. It's yellow. Jawan Jennings is my football guy. Oh.
So I'm going to say this.
I'm sorry.
I'm going to say, we'll be good. I'm going to say this, though, Chad. One, when he puts on any hat I've ever seen, it's been the gold and red one that he wears for the San Francisco 49ers. And the fact that you just tried to sell a dude that we're going to put on football guy as the sole reason the San Francisco 49ers offense is great.
CMC owes him money.
Owes him money.
Yeah.
Automatically disqualifies you.
I feel like, that should disqualify.
Automatically disqualifies you. Okay,
right.
Now you're up.
All right. Coach, you know this guy, B-Flow. He's got, he learned from the best. And last year, they played a lot of wild coverages behind fronts that people just aren't used to seeing. You got to have multiple looks, and you got to have positionless guys in this league. If you have one, it's a luxury. Josh Matelis, man, when you talk to guys up there, he can play. Let me hold this guy up so you can see, because you definitely never heard of him unless you know ball. This guy can play like 5 positions. That's why I think I should win. You show one guy, you show one guy. I show 5 different guys in this one guy. He can play deep third. He can play, half field. He can tackle. He can play man. He adds into games. You talk about Rodney Harrison. Obviously, one of the best ever, but does that versatility kind of ring a bell?
It does. It does ring a bell.
Yeah. And it's valuable to have a guy like that.
I don't like the fact that you guys are pandering the coach.
We're pandering.
To outdo
exactly.
Me.
The other piece of it is, too, you tried to sell Coach on why your guy should win it, and all he gave you was, it does.
Yeah.
He basically told you we're on to Cincinnati. So my guy My guy is Joe Witt Jr., who is now the defensive coordinator of the Washington Commanders. And here's why I picked Joe Witt. He's a lifelong football guy.
Yeah.
His father coached at Auburn for over 3 decades, through all of those coaches. He gets injured in college and starts right away as a grad assistant. Goes on to the Citadel, one of those $19,000 jobs you've talked about before, Coach. And then he moves on to Louisville. He's coached both
Look at him appealing to the military appreciator. Wow.
He's coached both offense, defense. He coached in Green Bay when they had Charles Woodson. He was the secondary
coach's
coach.
son, too.
Secondary coach with Charles Woodson and Tramon Williams when that defense was number 1 and number 2. He also moved on to Cleveland. He was in Dallas the last few years as they became one of the best scoring defense in the defense that took the football away. And now under Dan Quinn, finally getting his opportunity to run the entire defense. You want to talk about a guy that's done 5 jobs?
He could probably
this
call
guy
the defense.
has done 5 jobs, and Chad's guy doesn't even know what color his hard hat's supposed to be.
He makes the offense go and doesn't get the credit because just now, and you just proved my point, you didn't give him the credit. Well, go ahead, Coach.
Coach, you like defense?
You know what? The evidence is in. And being a defensive guy, we got 2 good defensive choices here. Love Joe Witt, love Matelis, but I'm going to go with Jawan.
I know you're doing the hat thing like a high school recruit.
Coach, there's no way, Coach. Oh, my gosh.
Jawan Jennings, baby.
Try
Put
to
your hard hat on,
Try to
baby.
actually hang the picture on the wall.
Put your hard hat on, Jawan Jennings.
Oh.
That's what it's all about.
Well, Chad, you get to take us to break now since you won Football Guy of the Week.
This is the CW. Coming up next, we have Brother Bill Belichick talking about the game plan. Stay tuned.